Yo, 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 yo. You guys hear me? Testing. Yo. Takes you a little. Takes you a little. How about now? Sound good? Yeah, this sounds way better, and my clicking sounds a little lower. So I got stopped out on break even on these buys here. My entry was on the rebreak of the high here, and then we drove 8 pips, and then I got stopped out break even. I was planning on swinging this entry, right? I was planning on swinging above these highs for a continuation to the upside. Let me get my zoom. Give it a little minute here. We just created a new high. Actually, we didn't break the current high. This was actually a good closure. As you can see, I've had some trades already. I took a short somewhere in here and I closed for a loss. I lost 20 pips here, and then I made back 85 pips on this push. Out of this 150 pips, I caught 2 trades, like 40 pips each. 85 pips in total I made back here. Wild, right? I stacked here, stacked here, break even here. In these 2 trades. Had one entry here, closed this one on this push, and then I took another entry here before we started the trend pushing upwards here. Alright, so let's delete everything and go to our monthly, right? So this is the last quarter of the year. Last quarter of the year. Our monthly is rejecting and we're pulling back, right? So we spent the entire year creating new highs. We had a quarter where we consolidated for a little bit. We created a nice support, and now we drove up. The last time that we did the same exact thing, we drove up 423 points, so 4,200 pips, 4,200 pips or points or whatever. And right now, the previous monthly has hit this monthly resistance. So we could be forming support here before a continuation up, right? That's what it could be doing, considering we did the same thing here. Price drove, we rejected right to the previous monthly highs, and then we drove up. Price made a new high, we drove, we rejected right to the previous monthly highs, and now we're driving up. And now we're this monthly, we actually grabbed a lot of orders up here. So let's see what we're doing. So there's a couple possibilities. We could have rejected all-time highs to now make our way down and then start to retest these lows again, which gives us 800, a range of 817 pips. Or this could be starting to consolidate here, right? The next monthly comes down, grabs a bottom wick, and then we flip bullish. The same thing that happens here. After a nice bullish run, we get them pullbacks off all-time highs. The monthly closes doji after ranging for the entire month, and then the next monthly candle takes the fuck off right after. So we could be getting that same sort of scenario here, except for the fact that these were doji and these were actual closures. So now looking at the weekly, we have massive movement these last few weeks. Prior, right? In the beginning of the the election week, the whole entire month of November, and then December comes and we literally start to consolidate. So we could be seeing massive movement, boom, consolidation before the inevitable push right back up to new all-time highs. How you doing, options? Break even. It ran 8 pips in total for me. And then I went break even. And then this 1 minute candle just instantly pulled back and took me out. So like I had a chance to close. I really didn't have a chance to close, right? So the minute I saw 10 pips here, I had my stop loss here. The minute I saw 8 pips or like 9 pips, I was like, all right, this is my break even point. I went break even, and then I was waiting for this pop to happen this way. So this pulled back 10 pips. It should have happened the other way, giving me like 18 pips, and then I would have had a full closure at 18 pips. But we reversed here after we rebroke these highs. It looks like this daily high is a very strong level. So I didn't take it off the rebreak of the daily high. I took it off the rebreak of the most recent high as this 1 minute was trending upwards. So once we pushed out of this with some volume, and then we had that second push, I had a buy stop here on the break of this high. But going back to the weekly, right? Going back to the weekly, during election week, we had some massive volume, right? Boom, 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 massive volume. And then what happened? As soon as December came, everything froze. We were starting to get doji closures. Barely a top wick, shitty bottom wick, ugly doji candle. This week is already starting off indecisive as it is. Looks like we are respecting these highs heavy, right? And now we have some support here that we're working with that aligns with this support over here, which makes a lot of sense. I just tried to drive out, failed. Tried to drive up, failed once, twice, thrice. So right now, price is very indecisive. It doesn't want to go up. It doesn't want to go down. We're stuck in this massive range. Massive 1,700 pip range on the daily. So what are we doing here? Are we using this as support, or are we going to grab another wick to the downside before a continuation up, right? Over here, you see we have all these major wicks to the downside before price inevitably drives up. So we have a major liquidity grab before price drives up. We have price consolidate for days before deciding to drive up. So now we're stuck in an even smaller range. We're stuck in a range from here to here. So now that we know that we're stuck in a range on the daily time frame, how can we get some plays off of support or resistance, right? That's what I would be looking for. So all day today, I would have been looking for a rejection off these highs, for a continuation down, or for a rejection off this 4-hour support here before a continuation up, right? Once we had this push here, that price drove up here. Everybody thought this was the drive up for the day, but we didn't tap any major levels yet. This is the earliest level that we tapped. This level isn't really that strong compared to all these levels down here. So what happened? Price drove 100 pips, yeah, from the bottom, 120 pips, but then it immediately reversed, grabbed more orders, drove down 150 pips, and then started driving up. So now that we've driven up, right, we've grabbed orders from the bottom of this area, from this area here. We're closing above the most recent level here. And last time that price closed above these levels here, what do you notice? We had a closure above, price flew. We had a closure above, price flew. Closure above, price grabbed the bottom wick, flew. Price flies through this level and gives us 80 pips when it's flying through these levels before our closest rejection. So buys off the bottom of this level before our closest resistance is 70 pips away, right? We gap up through this level, price comes back down, grabs orders down here, and then drives up. So this is setting up for buys still on the daily, on the 4-hour. And see, on this daily, we need kind of a steeper top wick to at least these areas here, which gives us like 27, gives us like 50 pips basically of range before our next daily level of resistance that we could reject off of. So I would still be looking for buys here personally. See how we closed above the most recent. Price is driving down now on the 15 without a bottom wick. Tap the 15 SMA. This 30, the most recent, closed above. Where would this 15 flip be at? The 15 just closed. It just had a 30-minute closure and it drove a little bit, so what is this? Let's see if we range here or if we start to break out and get some closures above. This should be China open, right? If we start to get I will take a buy stop on the rebreak of the daily high. Oh. How do I hide all the participants that are in here? Oop. What the hell? What did you guys catch today?
Not in anything at the moment.
Minus 35 pips. That's a good day if you ask me. Actually, one of the when you lose, when you have a big losing day, you come back a little bit better, right? But when you have a small losing day, those days, in my opinion, are even harder because you're like, it's a small loss, I can make it back immediately, and then you instantly start trying to revenge it because you're like, it's only 30 pips, I'll catch that in a couple trades, I'll catch that in one good trade. I'm gonna explain to you the NQ loss I had today that took all of my profits for the week and put me at break even again. And then, so where was it? Oh, I took buys here, right? And then I caught this push up and I closed, right? I was up, let's just say 52 pips here. It retraced another 25 pips, and with my trailing drawdown, I wouldn't have been able to handle that. So I closed this trade at this first pullback here at like 40 something pips. Then I took another rebreak of the high here and caught the final push up for another 15 pips. So I caught like 40 pips here, then I caught 15 pips here, and then price came up, drove up to this area, and failed to continue bullish, right? When we retested the lows here and started driving up, I took another entry here. And once we got to this level, I was like, all right, this level is strong. My stop loss was below these lows here. I was like, all right, this level is strong. After we've respected these major supports here, this is NYSC open, right? No, I'm on the 1 minute. So the trade was actually right, yeah, right here. See this level right here. So I took my entry here. So I took my normal setup. Everything played out perfectly fine. I took the rebreak of the high. Everything was good. Whatever. But this level was strong. I took my first initial buy off of here. I rode it up. Sorry, I took a buy off of here. I rode it up to here. I took another buy off of here. And then I rode it up to here. And then I took one more buy pushing up off of here. And then I was up like 17 pips. This was up, my entry was up higher. I was up like 17 or 20 pips. Yeah, this is where my entry was. And now I was like, all right, cool. We broke above this level. Price is starting to consolidate here. All we need is another rebreak of the high, and then that would cause another push to the upside, and then I'll be able to close at like 40 or 50 pips instead of 20 pips. And instead of going break even, I held the trade, and then price just reversed completely for the rest of the day. Instead of going break even like I should have, price was already starting to cross over the SMA. I should have just went break even, and I failed to do so, and I paid the price. Full stop loss got hit. I wasn't wrong on the trade. It drove, and look, we're 8 pips from my full TP, so there should have been no reason why I didn't go break even there. No reason why I didn't go break even. Oh, we just rebroke the high here. What does this look like on XAU? I was talking shit and I missed the buy stops. So where's our clean traffic? Here. 20 pips of clean traffic. We don't have a higher time frame closure outside of the range yet. We do not have a higher time frame closure outside of the range. I can't take an entry now. I would like to, but I would like to get a closure above here. I feel you, bro. I feel you. So we gapped up quite a bit. And we're retesting the gap now. What I would do, since they're PA accounts and you're not rushing the payout, I would lower the lot size, maybe like 30%, and work your way back with a smaller lot size. If you do take another loss like that, the loss, instead of being 1,200 per account, it'll be 800 per account, you know? And then that'll help you out a little bit. You know, you work a week and you make back 1,200 bucks. You're break even. You'll work another week, you make back another 1,200 bucks. Now you have your whatever, and then after like 5 to 6 weeks of consecutive 1,200 bucks, you're at your payout. So usually when a breakout occurs, it's a higher time frame closing out of the range. You're getting a push on the higher time frame, but in this case, our hourly has closed respecting. Our 30 is respecting. It's just slight closures above, not clear closures. Our 15 is respecting. Our 5 minute is the only thing that we just had a closure outside of the range on, that it just closed a minute ago. But so far everything was respecting. And now we're having a 5 minute closure. We're coming back to retest this level here. Technically, a rebreak of the high would be solid. This level is just strong. This level is very strong. This level would have faked a lot of people out. You see how we had a closure below. Somebody could have took some buys here. If you didn't manage risk properly, this would have took you out. Let's see here. Yeah, NQ was the one that got me today. What's up, Richie? How you been, bro? In a little bit, I gotta go downstairs and drink a little bit of coffee. I'm gonna have a buy stop here on the break of the highs, just in case we get a steep push like that. Can account for spreads. Our daily range here is like 50 pips. Did you capitalize? I didn't capitalize on nothing. Yeah, I caught a portion of NQ. I got stopped out on my sells here, and then I took buys here on the way up. My average price on Bitcoin is $0 because I don't owe nothing. That's how I feel about Dogecoin. I would have like made enough to pay off a car or something off Doge if I would have held. What price is XRP at now? You really want to bottom wick right before we re-break the high? If we start to come up to create that top wick first, then we could just be creating a top wick for a push down. What price is it at now? I hope that didn't activate anybody. If it was Forex, it would have. $257. You want me to do an XRP? Let's go off the weekly. XRP. We are at. It was at 229. I mean, yeah, it could keep driving, but you want to see a pullback to these levels here, to these highs. And I mean, you did get a pullback to those highs there. So let's look at the daily. You drove up, you got a pullback to those highs. So we would need to see it break above this level, which it tried to do and failed. And then now it looks like we might be. But we have to see it break above 2.6 and really hold above this level for us to really believe that it's going to retest the highs. And what happens when you retest the highs? You usually get a push. What's the XRP market cap? Good, Jonathan. How you doing, bro? I'm gonna go to my kitchen real quick and take a sip of coffee. I'll be right back. I'm gonna watch on my phone. I am in. Um, Sats. What is that? Where could I invested that? Can I do that on Robinhood? You guys want to see my portfolio on Robinhood? Look at my portfolio. We just gave ourselves 5 pips on this push here. Look at these candles. They're fucking massive and there's a lot of volume right now. That gave me 10 pips and it instantly pulled back. What is going on here on futures, my dude? What's going on Forex on your guys' end? So Forex only drove 3 pips before reversing. I'm closing here at minus 2 pips. I don't like how this happened here. That's manipulative as fuck. And on Forex, we're just kind of frozen here. Gave me 15 pips, but I didn't see profit at all. Yeah, I don't even think if you took this trade on Forex, you would have seen any profit like I did. I saw 15 pips. On the rebreak of the high here, would have gave you 5 pips. This hourly is about to close in a couple minutes, but the setup is forming again for the rebreak of the highs. On my rebreak of the highs, it's much further up. Yeah, I'm gonna wait for the hourly closure here. No choice. No choice, no choice but to wait for the hourly closure. So, if our hourly closes, right, we would be having finally an hourly closure above the range. That would be followed by a 30-minute closure above the range. Our second 15-minute closure above the range, breaking us into this new range here. So we still need some sort of pullback to retest this support before driving up to confirm that is driving, unless we have some massive volume out of nowhere, right? So I would like a retest of these lows before a continuation up. That would make the most sense for me. So looks like we're going to be driving up here. On this hourly close with no bottom wick. I need that bottom wick. The daily range here is only 57 pips. .79% of you won today, and 21% of you lost. Not a bad ratio. Starting to cross over the SMA here. These crypto coins give me a headache, bro. I don't even know what they're... You know what the market cap would have to be for it to be worth $10? That means the American dollar would have to be so fucking shit that it's like a Cuban dollar, where 150 Cuban dollars is one American dollar. Alright, we're retesting. We're retesting. Fam, what up, dude? One break even for the night. That was a good closure, break even, gang. have a buy stop here. Money printer plate. Activated. As long as you followed your plan, bro, there's no such thing as luck. You got it. It's like this money printer's struggling here. I'm closing here again at break even. The money printer hasn't it's not playing out. I might have closed early on this one. Maybe it printed again here. But I'm gonna wait it out. 2 break evens. What the hell was that? Yeah, and again, the money printer printed again here. This should have been the drive. I mean, this could still be the drive. But after 2 money printers in a row, 1 minute candle fails to drive. These fail to drive. It could still be valid. I guess this will be a forward test. Double money printer should cause this to pump. And yeah, this hourly already has a top wick. 30 already has a top. Everything already has a top wick, right? So if we want to take a rebreak of the high for this clean push to the upside here, this is where we would have to be rejecting from, which is why I took the money printer setup here. It just took a little bit longer for it to start playing out, right? Because if we do start to re-break the highs here, this starts to scoop again, and what does it look like? It starts to look like we're trending again. Any of you guys trade NQ? So what are we going to do here? Are we going to create a head and shoulders and reject and respect this level here? This is strong. Let's see what we do. Because if we do start to close above this range here, and start to re-break the highs, then I would be looking for more entries, right? Because if we don't, then what do we have here? We have our head and shoulders. So if we start to respect this area here and start coming back down to the downside, then we could possibly look for some reversals in this area. We start to see that the SMA is starting to trend again. If we reject and come back down underneath it, we could be looking for some entries to the downside. The thing with NQ is that gold will have a 500 pip day range. NQ will have a 2000 pip day range. So even though you're trading with a smaller lot size to accommodate for the larger ranges, that runner can make you more. When I scalp 10 pips on NQ, sometimes it'll pop and give me like 30 or 40 pips, where gold never does that. Gold will very rarely on a 1 minute candle give you 30 or 40 pips, whereas on NQ you get that quite often. This candle here was 24 pips, and if we look at NQ, look at this dump, 1 30 pip, 72. In 3 minutes you moved 103 pips. So if you're just break even and you're just watching price fly, you see what I'm saying? On NQ you can get a much better trade. So I know that when my trade entry was here or here, my stop loss was on these lows here. So my stop loss was this, but that shit popped way faster than it would have hit my stop loss. Yeah, you can make a lot of money as long as you keep on NQ. It's something you gotta forward test. I like to take reversals and breakouts. Breakouts have a higher probability of playing out, and if I get stopped out 20-30 pips, I took 4 or 5 breakouts in a day. If I get stopped out once for 50 pips, I'm still in profit. Damn, I should have held this entry. I saw the double money printer. We respected this area so good, but let's wait. Now that we're coming up to re-break the daily highs here, we could still ensure that we... Ooh. Damn, your daily high is so much lower than mine. on my end, things are, you're already breaking the daily highs, which means you should be getting a volume pop, which means I would already be in there. If it was that gold, I would be in there like swimwear. I mean, I can, if I would disregard this wick here, how many pips would that save me? 5 pips, putting me at 7 or 8 pips before break even there. My entry here on futures is a bit more risky. My stop loss would be larger than yours. And my entry, what was that, 4 pips? So it should reject here and drive up if it wants to. Drive. I don't know where my resistances are here on. Yeah, I guess these are a little tougher. Yeah, you do have a minor resistance here. On futures, it's we already broke it. Huh. I'm gonna close my buy stop on my end and see us working our way back up. I like this. Yeah, I'm gonna move my buy stop a little lower. See if I can be break even before we hit this level here. This is just a strong level. Strong level. I'm gonna wait. It might give me it, but I want to ensure that we break out above these levels. It probably will. There's a high probability we come to retest these highs again, right? Especially with the way that we're closing. We're re-scooping again on the 1 minute. But that level is just very strong in my opinion. And I want to be comfortable in my entry like this. A buy stop on the rebreak of the daily high now. Now that we've actually came up, we've closed above, we're pulling back hard. This volume is kicking in. We've closed above this level. Once we come up and re-break that level, that should give us that pop that we're looking for. We kind of did get it there, but then it instantly pulled back. I don't want that instant pullback, right? I want it to pop hard as soon as we drive. As soon as we get activated, I want it to be like a 10-15 pip pop, right? So that way you're in profit half that 10 pips already, and then you get another little pop up, and then you're able to close it at 15-20 pips in profit or go break even if you want. So ideally, that's what I'm looking for. Probably on your end, yeah, you got that pop again. So that was 7 pips. Spreads, yeah. Let's see. Yeah, with spreads, you were probably only saw 5 pips, 2 pip spreads. If it rebreaks one more time and it doesn't pop for you, then that's where I would manage risk, because that's the second time you're rebreaking the highs, and if you're not getting that pop on the second time of the rebreak of the highs, then the probability of that push now is a lot less likely. I might have gone break even though on here because we've already filled almost the range here. Which it's not quite 10 pips, but that was my advantage point, the only advantage point I had. Signal has been break evens, 2 break evens, tonight's stats. If we get price respecting this level, doing the same thing it was doing here, then on the rebreak of the high it would be very clean. Yeah, the retest is very, very likely as well. Like I said earlier, this drive up was very likely, but I wanted to confirm that we were going to push past this level because this level is strong. And you see how we pulled up right to the level and we failed to break it again and we rejected immediately. So I'm really trying to confirm. So first we wicked it. Now we closed above into that range. So now on the third time that we actually flip and break these highs, that we activate my buy stop, that should be where price pushes us up. Our daily range is not that big, so you can get some decent pullbacks anywhere here. Um, oh, this one is moving different. So if we're already moving, rejecting downwards like this, we might be trying to create bottom wicks for these candles here, but ideally maybe like here at 26.49 is a good area. If price does come down to this level, price will likely reject to here maybe 10-15 pips, which would be, so if we reject to here before a wick down, that's 13 and the entry would be at 26. So yeah, it's exactly 50%. If you're extremely bullish, because we are, the daily's bullish, the 4 hours bullish, the hourly's bullish, every other time frame is bullish, right? You could have taken a pineapple here at 26.50, anticipating this to be the higher low on the 5-minute, which could be possible. But if this is the higher low on the 5-minute, then we're going to come up and re-break the highs anyways. So it's not like it needs to be a pineapple there. Unless price closes below here, then we need a wick up into these areas before a continuation down, which means if we close below, you would get a pineapple somewhere here or somewhere here. So that way, when the price does close below, you get that top wick to the top of the range, you're in a decent amount of, at least maybe break even or a few pips in drawdown. So that's how I would anticipate a pineapple, right? I would wait for the higher time frame to tell me, okay, now we're fully confirming a reversal, right? That's why I give myself like 50 or 60 pips so that we can confirm it. Because if we're going to confirm it here on the 5-minute, you're going to start to close below this area. Price is going to come up to grab a top wick back into this range and then continue down, right? That's what you're basically going to see. You're going to see a higher low being formed. But we could just reject this area here and fly up. See how we don't have bottom wicks here? We could just be making a bottom wick for these candles. So with all the time frames being bullish, daily, 4 hour, 1 hour, 4 hour, 1 hour just flipped bearish right now, but it was. Everything else was bullish, so we have a 15 and 30-minute closure coming up in 7 minutes. Yeah, see, when it was driving like this, right, that price was here, re-breaking the highs. If we would have re-broke the highs here, that would have scooped the 1 minute and it would have gave us a full trend line here on the 1 minute. But then we rejected and we started closing below. Then we came above and now we're closing below again. So we just have to be very careful with these areas here and see how price reacts. Yeah, it looks like we're respecting this area. My bad, my bad, my bad. I was trying to say that, right, if this 30-minute closes bearish, we're going to need a top wick on the 30 before coming down. If the 15-minute closes bearish, we're also going to need a top wick, and we have some sort of target right here. If everything else closes bearish, 5-minute no top wick, the next candle makes a top wick. If your entry was at this portion down here, if we do make a top wick to this area here, that on the 15-minute, right? If we make a top wick to this, that's 12 pips. And if you had a rebreak of the high, that's 26. So you'll be down like 2 pips there technically, if price does come up there. Because if we do close bearish on this 15-minute, the 30 would be closing bearish too. So we have to see, because if we close bullish or doji, we would still kind of be creating a resistance here, or a support. So we would have to be a little careful. So we just have to see what happens here. I mean, I think that was your break even. If you took an entry, a pineapple here at this low. If you took an entry out here at this low, yeah, that would be your break even point. But it's just so close to this closure, right? Because now that we're closing doji, it probability is like 60-40 that it goes up now. Whereas if it would have closed bearish, it was 60-40 the other way. So it was 5 pips away. So the 15 closed bearish. This top wick, we should get a top wick somewhere up here, which should get you out to break even. Which means I would be closing these buy stops. That could be it right there, your break even. Yeah, I'd be looking for a top wick formed. This top wick is lower on here. This could still mean that it's popping up. If you took a pineapple there. So this push up to me after closing respecting on all of this doesn't seem like it's something that would be driving. Man, I hate when you close and as you're closing it drops. Let's see what happens here. Use the bathroom real quick. Yeah, exactly. And I think we have a lot of clean range. Like the probability of it going up is still higher than the probability of it going down, which is why the early pineapples made sense here, right? But the probability is still 60-40, and that's not something that I'm willing to manage. You know what I mean? We're getting a rebreak of the high here soon, but we've already broke the high, failed to drive, rebroke the high, failed to drive, tried to break the high, and rejected again. So is this going to be the push? Maybe, maybe not. So in order to confirm, I want to see it up, down, up. Since we're on a bullish trend, I don't need range 2 or anything like that. Gapped up 7 pips. Let's hope we form correctly here. Give me a nice little closure above here. Closure above. Beautiful. And now, to confirm probability, we closed above doji, we grabbed orders from the bottom here, and now we're starting to drive up. So this is good. On the higher time frame, that's good. That 15-minute is good. If we get a 5-minute big bullish closure, that's good. So if this second 15 gives us a nice pullback and then a drive, yeah, this could still be a very good trade. For my rebreak of the highs, I'm gonna have another buy stop. On gold, still looks okay. Well, we had a 5-minute closure above the most recent range here, right? All these wicks are just up on the 1 minute. So all these rejections are on the 1 minute. The 5-minute just had a closure above. The second half of this 15, I wanted it to pull back, which is the second 5-minute closure, which would give us probably a doji closure here, another pullback, and then a rebreak. This is kind of late, to be honest. Your guys' is just so much closer. This is a little bit of a different trade, but this candle confirmed that we're trending here. So the rebreak of the high, after all these shenanigans, we should get that push. But again, it has to rebreak the high. Nice, 11 pips on that last leg up. I was trying to see if a money printer could set up down here again, but it didn't. On the 10-minute. I've been looking at the 3-minute as well.
rebreak the 15 low, which would be the rebreak of the 30 low after forming a resistance here. But where would we target? I mean, the next support is right here. Not even 10 pips away. The next strong support is not even 10 pips away. So maybe these are just bottom wicks grabbing liquidity before it drives up. So I'm going to keep that buy stop open. Any of you guys watched the UFC over the weekend and watched Colby Covington get destroyed? That was a banger fight. Buckley dismantled him, broke his face within the first round. He was seeing double and triple between already on round one. Buckley is a savage. That's what happens when you train, when all your training partners and your coaches are all for you and they're not for other people. This guy trains at another gym where there's other people, and it's kind of like there's a bunch of different fighters training all at once, and they don't really focus on you as much as they should, whereas Buckley is training with people solely for him, nobody else. So they're able to literally help him out on anything he needs and work with him one-on-one. Gold. Another 15-minute candle closure. We formed a resistance, and now we're gonna form support within the range.
You just not like.
Come on, gold. My stop is gone. Starting to break back into range. We're breaking these lows. We're starting to come down here. Again, if we respect this level and start to come up, then maybe I'll consider, but we are not. We're starting to scoop underneath. We're trending underneath. Now for some sells, we gotta really confirm that we're closing below these levels and breaking these lows again, and then we can take a push to the downside. We only have 30 pips for these daily lows, right? Price would have to come down, close below, and then start rejecting up above these levels, which would be this new range. Guess these are good break evens. The most that I saw here was 18 pips on these trades. Let's see. Five-minute money printer, but what do we tap? Guess we tapped here. If we do start reject here,
And we are confirming we're still bullish. Damn, are we gonna respect this area here? So if we start respecting this area, right, and we start to close back above here, I don't want to take anything in this trade. I want to break out of here. To take a range trade, I would need a closure above here, a retest, and then a drive up. What, the money printer? Yeah, I was looking at it, but I didn't see where it tapped. I didn't have a level marked up.
That level we keep sort of touching and bouncing off of. It's a previous weekly weekly close, I think. It's also a previous monthly level hovering very close to it.
It is, holy shit.
Look at that pop on that 5-minute money printer.
Minutes to our 4-hour close, isn't it? 1.5 now.
One minute, 1 minute. So it's 4-hour close, no top wick. Or no, we do have a top wick on the 4-hour. We're closed back into range. We would still need a bottom wick on the 4-hour before a drive up. Unless, how close are we to the daily highs? In range, man. Back in range. 1 minute, 1 minute. What's up, Alfredo? What's going on here, man? Just grab the bottom wick for that. Tonight's been a slow night, man. 2 break-evens. I think only one of them ran for full TP, which was this money printer here that I got that I closed break-even. It ran 20 pips. Five-minute just closed, no top, no bottom wick. Can we get a nice bottom wick here? Let's see how steep it can go. This could be a nice setup here. I'm gonna have a buy stop here.
Let's see. Have any of you guys won the top one competition? Won one of the giveaway accounts from Wix? I won one Sunday during the private session. But I haven't gotten it yet. I don't know how long it takes. Yeah. Deleting my buy stop here in 15 seconds. We closed respecting. Let's keep it open for now. Yeah, it's a 25K account. Hopefully I get it. That'd be, I am gonna get it. Just, it's Tuesday. Hopefully I get it soon so I can trade it on stream. It's deleted.
I'm gonna attempt one more time. This hourly still doesn't have a top wick.
I'm already in a buy from 26.49.29. That's on XAU.
Nice.
4 pips up at the moment.
Nice. Yeah, next AU is driving a little bit earlier than me. Yeah, might as well play the range tonight. Target that hourly, no top wick.
Yeah.
We in there?
Also,
Also,
we're just bouncing off of that.
yeah.
Weekly close level again. You know,
Yes.
seems to have respected that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's a strong level. I gotta label that as a weekly level. I gotta label my levels when they coincide with a higher time frame, because sometimes I'm just looking at it, I'm like, damn, that's a strong ass 1 minute level, and then I look at the daily and I'm like, that's a fucking daily level. That's not the 1 minute level. The 1 minute's reacting off the daily level.
Yeah. Well, there's some weekly and monthly levels we've just come up above. So if we can get back up to the previous day's open, that would be quite nice. 8 pips up at the moment.
Nice, I'm 2 pips up. I think on the hourly flip, that's 15 pips for me. 13.
Yeah. The previous 15 hasn't got top wick, has it? So either, as well as the hourly and 30. So,
What'd you say you were targeting the previous weekly open?
the previous weekly close, we sort of come down and nearly touched it, and then we've come up. But also, we're above the previous monthly close now.
Yeah, we got room to drive here.
And the next strong level is the previous daily open, which is up at 26.52.
Yeah, it looks like it, Jay. I mean, because once this hourly flips, we should have a strong push. The hourly tried to make a bottom wick. We came back to the previous level of resistance. We created support on the 5 minute. We tried to drive, failed. We respected the support on the 5 minute, and now we're coming back up again. So this should be where we make the top wick for the hourly.
Yeah, well, that's also for the 2 hour and the 4 hour.
How you doing, market? there's a new picture that came out of a black hole, and the black hole is emitting a 3,000 light year long plasma beam through space, devouring a galaxy. Kind of like the black hole is using a laser beam to destroy fucking galaxies. And that's what it looks like. The black hole just shooting a laser beam 3,000 light years long. That's wild. The caption is, "Our problems are small."
ain't pointing our way.
Apparently black holes can shoot fucking plasma beams. Might bounce off this SMA here and off this level. Yeah, well, if we do break back below this level, that's where I'm out. Because then we're breaking the daily low. We're disrespecting this level of support here. And we're coming back down into this range. See what we do here. Our 4 hour still needs a top wick that coincides with the hourly. The 15 just started coming down without a top wick either. So we could just be grabbing orders before we come up.
Maybe making a slightly steeper bottom wick on the 1, 2, 4.
Yeah, the 4 hour low, the 4 hour low is the daily low. So if we do break the previous 4 hour low, we would be breaking the current daily low as well. Let's see. Right. 30-minute close in 5 minutes. Mm-hmm. Oh. That's why it was so quiet. My music shut down. Come on. Once this hourly flips, man. Four-hour flips. 4 hours just grabbing orders. I think our stop loss is decent. This could be a money printer on the 5-minute, but we have 30 seconds left for this to close. So I'd rather just let this play out. I'm up. Before this session, I was doing some errands, and I was on my tablet, and I caught 75 pips. So if I do take a full 50 pip loss here, I'll still be up 25 for the night. But I would not be able to trade this account because of the trailing drawdown doesn't reset till tomorrow at 5. So that I would accumulate 1% of drawdown, and then that would only leave me 1% of drawdown left, and I don't want to breach the rules, so I'd rather let it reset, giving me 2% of drawdown again, so that way I don't have to break any rules. So with I'm trying to fund more in my live account, you need quite a bit of margin to trade futures. And like during Asian session, the margin requirements go up 25%. So you need 25% more margin in order to take the same entry. So I'm trying to do that and trade these funded, so I'll be able to switch off back and forth. My bad, I wasn't looking at chat. No top wick. We're trending down and we're making lower lows. It's tough for me to take a pineapple here. It doesn't look like it's turning around yet. Honestly, my Wi-Fi might go out. I have no, it's raining so hard I can hear it through my window. This dirty flip? Yeah. That's a pineapple. And then I'm moving my stop loss. If we really do re-break the daily low, I'm not going to hold much more drawdown with a pineapple here. So I'm really thinking that this should start to turn us around. If not, I'm not going to risk it too much. Yeah, I was looking at the 5-minute money printer here, and then this 5 closed with no top wick. Damn, this rain is bad, dude. Not looking bueno. We would have to really respect this area here. Because even approaching the daily lows, the way that we're moving is starting to trend to the downside on the SMA. If we do re-break this low here, that would scoop us on the SMA, giving us a trend downwards. So after quadruple topping this and starting to come down, it might not give us that hourly top wick just yet. I hope we get a nice 10-20 pip pop to the upside, maybe to tap this area here, which would give us like 6 pips on a stacked entry, which would be 12 pips.
30-minute just closed 5 minutes ago. The 15 closed back into range. So I would like a retest of the top of this range before a continuation down. So that's why I'm still liking this area here.
Yeah, it's just time to wait. Sit on your hands and wait. I'm gonna move my stop loss back to where it was. That would make me down 25 for the day. NQ? I'm hoping we set up for a dump on NQ. I hope this top wick fakes out and we dump. How you doing, Break Millions? We're gonna break millions together once this shit fucking flies up 300 pips in a second. Don't worry. The market makers are listening to the stream. I'm doing well. I'm doing well. I'm having a tough battle with psychology the last few weeks. When you're undisciplined in one aspect in life, it starts to leak into all the rest of your life. You know, I've been breaking my routine and breaking my schedule consistently and not really taking much care of my schedule like I used to. I used to be on point with my schedule, on time for everything, and now I'm starting to be late, starting to slack a little bit. I gotta get back on the ball. Literally missing the gym results in breaking your trading plan. Eating unhealthy results in breaking your trading plan. That's how I see it. If I'm not staying disciplined with my diet, with the gym, with my chores, with my responsibilities, and I'm just skipping out on them and saying, nah, I'll do it later. I'll go next week. I'll just buy something out tonight instead of making something healthy for dinner. You start doing the same thing when it comes to trading. You're like, I need that bottom wick. Nah, but it just looks so bullish. I'm not gonna wait for that bottom wick. I'll just enter now without it. And then you get burned. Because you just practiced all day saying, I'll go tomorrow. I'll procrastinate. I don't need to do that. I don't want to do that. And then now when your plan comes, it comes time to follow your plan. You're like, I don't want to do that. You've been doing that all day. So what makes you think you're going to change out of nowhere?
Mm-hmm. Let's see, what does this look like here? The 4 hour and the daily are just flip-flopping. This is such a strong bullish area too. For it to be consolidating here and just not pushing is fishy. Yeah, it's not looking good for sure. I'm seeing what we do here. Especially the way the 5 closed, there's only one 5-minute bullish closure. Depends how much drawdown you want to hold. I'm fine with... I'm not fine, obviously, don't nobody want to lose. But, considering I have a decent buffer that I made tonight, if I do lose, I would be down 25 pips.
This hourly looks like it wants a steep wick before driving up. Also, let's see, what do we have? Do we have a trend line here? We have a trend line. Might be coming down to retest that trend line before driving up, right? And if that does retest the trend line, unfortunately, that's where my stop loss is. So ideally, you would want it to reject and start driving up prior to that, right? If you're a trendline trader on the 5-minute, you had your trend line here. That you've retested. So we broke below here on the retest of these highs here. That's where you would go break even, or you would close break even. But let's see.
I was doing a look back on the 30-minute like Wix does to see where it mirrors the same sort of levels back on the 9th. And we're sort of bouncing off of a level from back now.
Yeah, let me see what it looks like on futures.
On the XAU.
Yeah, sometimes that stuff aligns on futures pretty well, and sometimes it doesn't. The candles might not align, but sometimes the price points align. Yeah, it's just this massive gap here caused this huge bullish run, and we're tapping into the same level, right? And we've already broken below it, faked out, broken into the new range, and then now trying to grab orders once again. I mean, if we re-break the daily lows and fake out to the downside, that's weird. I would expect us to start driving up at any moment now. How many pips to the daily high? 27. I'm gonna go get some water. I'll be right back. Ah, you bitch. The market makers are giving me some content. Should have been on stream earlier, man. I was taking some banger trades off my phone, and I was just walking around my kitchen doing some stuff. Like the other day as well, I caught like 90 pips before the session started at market open. That was yesterday market open. Yesterday market open on NQ, I took sells immediately off the dump and caught 132 pips. 100 and what was it? 132 points. Which is different. It came out to like 40 pips USD for gold. But yeah, here on the Nasdaq on the market open, I took sells here, and then I got stopped out as we started closing back above over here, and then I took buys after we started trending. I took my normal setup on the re-break. I took buys here. I scaled in another buy here, and then I closed full here, and then I took another buy here. I closed full here, and then I took another buy here, and I closed full here. So I just followed the SMA trend all the way up. As soon as we pulled back here, usually when we dump like this on NQ, it continues to market open. Usually continues to market open. I've seen that many, many times. So every pullback, I took another entry. So my SMA strategy was all through here, and then this was a little bit off the strategy, but I took entries here, and it was pretty nice. This one I closed at break even, and then we chopped, and then finally broke out. So I think I closed it like at 5 pips on a stacked entry, so maybe 10 total. I got a little bit ahead of myself on the sells because the market started dumping, and I'm kind of a fan of shorting all-time highs on NQ. You know what I mean? But at the same time, we tapped a strong level here, and I was like, all right, let me just close these sells out. I closed it out at like 1/4%. So like 200 to like 20 pips loss, 25 pips loss. And then made back like 100 across all 3 of those trades. They were stacked, so maybe like 50 pips in total. So when it's trending on the SMA and my stop loss is small, I'll stack an extra position. We might be scooping here on the 1 minute. I thought I was gonna fall asleep here at the desk on a stream, and then we got in a trade, and now I'm wide awake. J Trades, nice. I like your logo. The J with the arrow going up. Yeah, I'm not sure what to expect either on this 1 hour. I hope it just brings in volume and it either takes us out or drives us into profit. It needs to make a fucking decision. We need an hourly top wick. We need that 30-minute, we need a 4-hour top wick. And since we've been ranging now for the last like 15, 20 minutes, and we're at a good spot to drive up, this should be where we decide to come up and grab that top wick. Nice. Thank you, bro. So YouTube is showing my stuff on the feed. That's nice. Yeah, the pip count on stream is a little misleading because a lot of positions are stacked. So like instead of it being 10 pips, it'll really be 20 pips, but I can't count that as like 20 pips. Because it only moved 10 pips. But the ideal is the win to loss ratio. And you see a lot of my trades, I go break even and I get stopped out break even. And I'm journaling more and more of those trades because I'm trying to figure out which ones are the ones that run and which ones are the ones that don't. So if after my research I still find out that it's 50-50 no matter what, there's no deciding factor that will let me know based on my strategy, then I'm just gonna have to raise my lot size and leave a runner every single time, because that runner 50% of the time is gonna run. So depending on what I find there, that's something that I might incorporate. Because on here I can only trade 1 or 2, and if I trade 2 and I leave 1 running, I'm losing half of my profits, but doubling the risk. But if I have 3 and I'm leaving 1 run, I'm not doubling the risk, I'm only adding 30% more risk with a possibility of catching a full runner on 1 entry. If that runner runs 50 pips, oh, the 30 is how many pips I've lost, and the 3 is in how many losses. So on one of those losses, I took like 3 entries. I stacked like 3 entries. But like prior to that, so like the way that I trade, I risk, especially on an evaluation account, I risk the profits that I made that day, in order to increase my lot size to make more way in the trade, in the challenge account. But if it was my live account, I wouldn't be risking the profits I made for the day. I would just be risking my normal amount. So if I made 1% for the day, I would still be risking my normal 0.5%. But like I made 1.3% this session, so I'm perfectly fine risking 2% now in order to give myself a little bit more room to get out of this trade. My girlfriend's house is starting to flood the streets with how bad the rain is. So we just had an hourly closure. The hourly closed below back into range. We're starting to drive down with no bottom wick. We're coming close to the daily low, about to break the daily low here. With this could just be a massive dump. Maybe we'll take out these lows and then start driving up. We're starting to stay under the SMA, creating lower lows, re-breaking the low. Oh, you had an entry down here, brother? That's a nice entry. That ran 56 pips. I would have taken some partials along the way there, though. Unless you just hold until full TP. If that's the way you like to do it, that's the way you like to do it. Now would be a good spot to close manually if you're not willing to give it the extra room. especially now since we're getting close to the daily low. We know we're going to pop. If you hit that daily low, you're going to get a nice pop. Where are you going to pop to? You're probably going to pop to this next level right here, which is why the stop loss is right here. Because there's still a possibility of it coming down to here, respecting these areas, and then coming back up. Right now it's 50-50. So right now this would have been the full stop loss if I only had one entry. And there is no top wick on the hourly. There's no top wick on this current hourly either. That's a tiny little wick. But in order to drive up all the way up there, we need a steeper bottom wick, re-breaking the daily low, grabbing orders maybe from here, which would kind of push us into my stop loss a little bit. So knowing that we need to come up, what needs to happen first? We need to get a decent bottom wick on this hourly before it pushes up. Unless this daily open is such a heavy level of liquidity that we start to fly up again. Yeah, right now, if we had, like what Don used to do, what did he used to do? We had a bar, and this was the middle. How did he do it? I don't even know. If this is sells and this is buys, it's looking like that. Like 30% buys. In order to respect this level and drive up, it would be difficult. Yeah, we're just plummeting down on all the time frames here. Yeah, this would be my setup to take sells on the push down. How many pips here to the lows? There's only 15 pips here. Yeah, no, this is gonna pop down. Let's just hope I survive this. Let's see if the Wix man can get us to get out of here and get in profits. Wix man. Options got the fish man. I got the Wix man. I'll tell you what, my next step to manage risk is moving my stop loss to the daily low. Once we flip here, if we do flip and break these highs here, we would be scooping here. A 5-minute would be closing back above into range, and then I can move my stop loss up down to here, because then I don't think price would come back down to re-break the daily low to then continue up. Hourly closed and is flipping to make a top wick, re-breaking the hourly high, but I mean, there's really not much room, maybe to like here. Yeah, I mean, this is like the next level where they could possibly come up to. And then if anything, and if it is bearish and it's going to come down, the next possible level is either here or maybe here to create a head and shoulders, which would be our entry. So the next possible place to close, the best place to close would be probably right here. And I'm just going to close right now minus 20 pips. I'm going to close there minus 20 pips. Oop. I'm not going to continue holding that. I got out of there minus 20 pips, up 26.8 pips for the night. It might drive here, but I'm not giving it any more room. That was my... Too many times I give it too much room, and then I'd rather just get out at a loss here. So, it might still drive here. Break even would be up here though, but I'm good closing where I closed. How do I delete that now? Hey yo. How do I delete the annotations?
Yeah, I closed that. Minus 20. I was gonna either put my stops on the rebreak of the daily low or close there. Well, I'm actually gonna call it there, gang. If it does drive, congratulations. I closed at minus 20 pips. I don't trust it anymore. We did respect the daily low to the T. We didn't re-break the daily low. But the way that we're forming, man, the way this 5 minutes forming, how we close back in range, how we're starting to respect this right here. And if we do re-break this 5 minute low, this could just scoop and come down. So if you're stacked 4 entries deep, I would still consider this as your stop loss. Price could still drive up here. I mean, it still looks good, right? We have a rejection area here, a rejection area here, a rejection area here. So you could still get a push off of any of these levels high enough, boom, to get you out of the trade at break even, right? So there's nothing wrong with holding still. I just prefer taking the small loss and moving on. Too much brain power is being taken up here. Yeah, that would have been my break even right there. Wow, look at that gladiator candle. Nice. Damn, if I would have stacked 4 entries, I would have been out in profit.
I'm still in it.
Nice. Yeah.
But I've pineappled at the bottom as well, so.
Yeah, I'm up for the night, so I'm gonna just call it there. I'm not gonna. I got a headache and I'm hungry, so I'm just trying to. I had entries. Oh, nice, nice. I see. Yeah, on gold is probably a little bit different too. But that was a good stream. Good risk management. Good closures here. Getting stopped out break even. Nothing really happened. This was a very good entry. This was also another good entry. Stop loss was also very, very good. Yeah, it still looks decent. I think all these levels give us enough space to keep going. But if I would have hit full stops, I would have been out. I wouldn't have been able to trade this account tomorrow. So I'd rather save myself some 20 pips and then be able to trade this account tomorrow. Yeah, I hope it dries for you guys. I might look into NQ and swing some shorts on NQ or something like that. I'm looking possibly. But we'll see. Alright, gang. Have a good night, everybody. Take it easy. Thank you, everybody, for showing up. Drop a like. I hope you guys learned something. And I mean, holding still is not bad, bro. This still looks good. I forgot to look at DXY all night to see what it was doing. But I hope you guys get it. Have a good night, brothers. Take it easy, everybody. Yeah, drop a like. WWW. Peace.